Hey guys, bear with me a couple minutes because I am trying to figure out why Discord is not playing nice. When I pop out the video channel, I can't find it. So let me try popping it back in, popping it back out. Go full screen. It's another one of these days of Discord versus YouTube. I don't know if you guys can even see anything. If somebody is here and would chat to let me know that you've got at least the black screen that says live. Because I've got on, actually, let me see. Okay, Yeti Nano's working. Discord video. Really weird the way this is working right now. Popped out to another window. Pop it back in just because. Let me see. No. Yeah, that's the thing is that I'm not getting Discord to show me the window anywhere. So I'm going to try and reset it and see if I can get anything to come up. Let's see. Let me see what that does. That may be the best I can do for today. Because as soon as I pop out the Discord video, everything goes away. Can't get to the window, nothing. Let me see. Yeah, it won't come up. So let me pop the window back in and we'll go from there. Right now, I'm the only one on, so I'm going to maximize my window. Need to do something so I can see the chat. Right now, I'm doing it just it's a window capture rather than from the stream. Okay. And there's no logo. I'm sad. Just looking. Okay, video's backwards for me. I don't know if it's backwards for you. This should be from right to left, but I'm sure it's from left to right. Let me see, display capture. Capture device, no, that's for videos. Window capture, just because. Let me see what I can do here. change that, remove that. Okay, I can resize this. This is not the normal way I do it, but it's gonna work. If I can grab the corners of it. That's okay. By the way, say hello to Nat for me. There's no way I'm going to be able to make that window go away, I don't think. So instead of having the video popped out, which is what I normally do, I have the video not popped out and it's my Discord screen. Basically, it's the same thing that anybody who jumps onto the Discord general chat under the voice channels and turns on, whether you turn on your camera or not, that's what you'd see. Okay. So currently nobody else has joined. Not a whole lot has gone on since Tuesday, except for I did have the X-Wing in here. I put the blasters on. I changed out the canopies because the canopy that it did have on was not letting it close right. Opened it back up, did a little bit of sanding. The gap or the panels that weren't quite fitting right on the nose of the X-Wing have been fixed. Hey, Shu. And so at this point, all I've got left to do is figure out the wiring so that I can run the Falcon 3D part, or the Falcon 3D lighting, along with the kit supplied lighting. And it's going to be one of these things of the kit supplied lighting is going to run off of the remote, while the Falcon 3D, anytime it's plugged in, it's going to be on. Hey, GB. And, oh, by the way, hey, GB, Lewis, Shu. Why are you pissed off, Shu? What happened? Is there anything any of us can do? Let's see. That over there. Bill, I paid the other day for doctor's appointment. Hey, look. Wow, that's a hell of a glare. Hang on just a second. Let me see. Where is my phone? My phone is probably in the kitchen. Echo, call my phone.
Calling Mark.
Okay, got the phone. Oh, and by the way, if anybody's on Discord, you'll have seen that my Facebook was hacked and can't get it back, so I made a new one, and then that was suspended. Something weird is going on with Facebook and YouTube. Mark, Eric's brother, had his account hacked and then deleted on YouTube. Now your Facebook is being screwy. Really kind of odd. Where is it, Alexa? Although most of us, and I know it's personal preference, sometimes I would be upset if my Facebook went away. Other times, I really wouldn't care. So yeah, that's bright enough that you can see. Of course, there's a human. There's only you can talk about, and it's everything. The rest send his code, and the code is no good, and they just sent it. In other words, Facebook is AFU. So as I was saying, the X-Wing, 2 things left to do on it. Do the wiring, which I'm going to I'm going to use this, one of these, because it's got the RCA jack. This will plug into the X-Wing from the RCA jack. This, which is a female, will plug into the power supply, and somewhere in this jumper here is where I'll run wires off to the Falcon 3D parts, the engine and the cockpit lighting. I think a lot of people are done with Facebook. I use it still a little bit. Well, I'm on it quite frequently, but more I'm watching than saying anything. So here's a fun one. For the last 4 months now, I've been kind of sick, runny nose and all this crap. And without doing any tests or anything else, my PCM said it's allergies, so get some Zyrtec and go from there. I've been using Benadryl, which everybody uses, and it's worked okay, but yeah. So, well, actually, I'm not in touch with any of my family anymore, so I keep in touch with you guys a lot. But truly, my PCM says, yeah, it's probably allergies, and see me if it keeps up. So I'm a definitely happy camper right now. Matter of fact, last night I woke up, my nose hurt bad enough that I did not use my CPAP for half the night, which is really dangerous for me because I've got sleep apnea. My heart stops, I stop breathing. Not my heart stops, but I stop breathing during the night. Yeah, not a problem, Shu. So, kicked around the idea of working on the Voyager today. Got it out. But before I go back to a buddy build, I want to finish the buddy build I'm working right now. And there's a long way to go. So I'm going to work on the QM2. And I don't know how well, because of the glare. Actually, you know what? I turned off the lights in here. Let me try this instead. Because it actually looked pretty good the other day when I did it. What I'm doing is, don't have summer sun yet, or not completely summer sun, and not the summer temperatures. It's 33 degrees outside, but it's bright enough that it's messing with my lights. Will this come back on? Device is unresponsive. That is awesome. There we go. Let me move that box. It's just glaring. So, you can see I painted all the balconies are painted on one side, on one of these strips. There's this one and a whole bunch more still to go. And again, if you're on the Discord, you'll have seen me post some pictures. There's the hull, and I love this side of the hull. This side is beautiful. I mean, right up there to the prow. This side is really good, really nice. Right up to about, and actually I see a little bit, I may have to do some touch-ups there. Right about here. And you can't see it in the camera, but I can still see it a little bit, and hopefully it'll clean up when I do some future over top of it. You might be able to see that right there. Where I oversprayed, because this is a very awkward piece to be painting. And so I resprayed it last night after I sanded it down, and actually it looks really good. I think the future will clear it up completely. But if not, this will be the B side rather than the front side. And then down here, you see the raised line here. That is between this raised line, a decal, red decal runs all the way around the ship. So that is where I'm going to put my mask off to keep the gray from getting painted. Whoops. Keep the gray from getting painted with this color. Once that's done, I'll peel this all off, mask up here by these windows because the top gets painted in white. But she's coming along. And down here, I just bumped my microphone. You can see it. I can see it. You may or may not be able to see it. There's a white spot right there. That will be covered up by this. And these ports here for the bow thrusters are currently covered up because I didn't want to get any gray in there. I'll be painting right over top of that with this. If they stick, oh well. Same with the levelers here. And I see a spot right here that I need to sand. Like I said, this is the B side. This is the A side. She looks beautiful on this side. But all the tape that's down here will come off. Some more tape will go up here. I won't tape on all of this, but I'll cover it up. And then I'll paint the burgundy down here. I also have to paint the engine pods. But I'm going to start with this and then see what other parts I can do. Like I can do some of the decking here. I've done lights underneath here that I have to paint or light block this. Instead of painting black and then white, I'm going to light block this with just metal tape. I can do the bow. I can do the bow and the aft end of the ship. I can do some of this. Still have gotten no response from Revell. If you see right there, there's 2 stairways right there. This part has 2 stairways. My part only has 1. I contacted Revell about, it's been at least a week, maybe 10 days. Nothing. It's crickets, man. No, I'm not putting an interior in it, Lewis. All I'm doing is putting in lights. It is too small to put an interior in it. I mean, look at how small these are. These are about, let me see. Yeah, each one of these balconies is about 1/4 inch. So it's way too small. I'm not even putting an interior in my 1/200 Titanic. Because that's a lot of work for something you'll never see. Oh, and by the way, the Revell paints, bought the Revell paints, and I am loving them. They've gone down pretty smoothly. Other than that one spot on the bow of the ship, it was, they sprayed fantastically. They paint extremely well. Sorry about that. I have the same vibrator that Kenny does to mix my paints. Of course, I probably said something wrong there, and my YouTube account's going to be deleted. I've only been... You did, Chris. You won Eric. When do you want him delivered? Okay, so got a little bit of a mess on my bench. Worse than Kenny's ever is. But that's okay. I'm not Kenny. Make sure this brush is a little bit clean. I'm cleaning it in water rather than my paint thinner, which I've been using for quite a while because my paint thinner is terrible. You did. Oh, actually, Chris, you have to pay for his shipping too to get him shipped to you. But yeah, I'm thinking it's time that I clean this out and get some fresh paint thinner in here because there's actually about a 1/4 inch of sediment at the bottom. You are welcome to touch that, leprechaun. No, I picked up the same one because my nail polish one, the one that just shakes it back and forth, is wearing out. It'll still shake things, but not near as fast as it should be. And I don't remember how I got. I mean, all the splatters on here are from this paint. So, and I discovered when I was using this before that a drop goes a long way. But I gotta clean off the dried residue in here. Oh, and if you are interested in these, I'm solo so far, and Discord is not working right. When I popped out the Discord window, it refused to show anything. Hey, let me see something. I think. Awesome. I still got my logo down there. Yeah, Discord's being funky. I'll have to see what I can do to fix it by next Sunday. When I pop out the video, which is what I normally do so you don't see, and I'm pointing at my screen that you can't see anyway, so you don't see the part on the left, because of that, because it won't pop out, I've just got the whole window up. And oh, by the way, welcome, Kenny. And Leprechaun. Whoops. Didn't mean for it to spread all over the place like that. Yeah, Shoe plans on jumping in a bit. Spencer said that he would be getting in. He was busy with family. Guys that have lives. I don't know what to do with them. So this is probably going to be just as exciting as watching Kenny lay planks of wood. Oh, and I counted. There are 239 balconies on this piece alone. And by the way, Kenny, I'm serious. I'm probably going to put one of your the FX01 boards in the Voyager. I got it out of the box for the first time in a year, looked at it, and I'm like, it just needs paint. And that was actually where I was at. I know that's where I stopped because I had a crappy paintbrush airbrush. And it didn't, I didn't enjoy using it. Uh-oh. I believe that is Shoe coming on. So let me, oops, there. Wait, who's beating you, Kenny? I mean, if it sounds like I'm beating you up, I don't mean to be. But, what was I saying? The Voyager, I was very nervous about painting. And now I'm not, because that Posh is a dream compared to the $15 brushes I used to use. Hey, Shu, how's it going?
Oh, just peachy keen.
Well,
Boy, everything seems pretty damn slow here. I don't know.
Yeah, well, and Discord is not working right, because if I popped out, it's Discord or OBS or just the combination of the two, because when I popped out the window, I couldn't get it to come up in OBS. Oh, and I can't. You remember what the name of the video service that Dan mentioned this morning was?
No. No.
I went over to it and looked at it, and I'm like, maybe. From my perspective, from what I could see, there was like 20 people total on it. So, and there went Shu. Well, YouTube has its algorithms and all that, and it's kind of bad, and they're stealing information. Maybe, I don't know for sure, but they do suggest content based on what I watch. Of course, I haven't watched anything on the new one, so it isn't suggesting any content. But from what I was reading this morning from Dan, they don't suggest content. Rumble, that's it. Oh, beatings because you were late. And Shu is coming back. Are you coming back, Shu? It's kind of funny because my grandson was saying that his internet has been crappy for the last several weeks. And he's hardwired to our router through a single switch. I'm 3 switches away from the router, and I'm able to stream up and down. I'm able to, I put videos onto YouTube. But he's saying that his video, when he watches videos on YouTube, they freeze. It's just screwed up. And I checked yesterday, did a speed test. While we have 400 megabyte service, he was getting. It's the Russians. I agree. He was getting 440 down. So, yeah, Kenny, I'm not going to say why, but you need talk to Eric. He's a little bit bummed with what's gone on with HLI recently. That's why he's kind of like about the forums. Nothing major. It's just, truthfully, it's Eric being Eric. Nigel's having the same problem. Interesting. And see, that's the thing is I'm far enough away. I'm like I said, I'm 3 or 4. I don't even remember switches away from our internet. And until yesterday, I didn't realize that my cable had gone bad because I've got a switch right here underneath the table. My cable from that to the computer had gone bad, and so I was actually Wi-Fi. So when I went from Wi-Fi to hardwired, I gained about 7 megabits per second. Oh, you talked to Grumpy? Good. Hopefully he's okay. I think probably a lot of it is that his back is really bad right now since he fell on it again. Amazon just delivered something. Amazon delivered 2 things. But yeah, since he fell on his back again. We didn't do anything to Eric. Eric is just...
just letting you know.
Uh-huh.
That
It appears Shu is having the exact same problem my grandson is.
letting you know, my Facebook got hacked. I can't get back to it. And so I opened up a new account, and apparently that got suspended 30 seconds after I opened it, so I'm done with Facebook. So I'm not going to know anything about what your family's doing.
That sounds very much like what happened to Mark, except for on YouTube. Eric's brother. Eric posted the video on Discord today, and Mark got his account was hacked, and then they suspended it and froze it, won't let him open that account ever again. And so he opened a new account and expects that one to get killed as well.
Well, I know, like I said, I just don't get it. I mean, it was like I got the new account, I'm adding a couple of people, all of a sudden it pops up and says, your account's been suspended. I didn't do anything. Then, of course, it's like, well, if you don't think this is really suspended, let us know. I don't. And it says, we're going to send you this code. They sent the code. I type in and go, oh, this isn't a valid code. Like, you people just sent it to me. So, I think I'm done with it.
That seriously sounds like somebody hacked it.
You know, so I don't know if it's, like I said, if it's just Facebook. I have no clue. I mean, I get email notifications saying somebody sent me something, somebody did this, so the account's there, but it's just weird. When I was trying to recover the account, I got this big loop where they would say, okay, you want to change your password? Well, here's again, the code to unlock your deal. I put it in, and goes, nope, that's not a valid code. Like, dude, you just sent it.
Wow. I think that Shu is having the same problem that my grandson is. That's not bad, people. That many balconies to where my thumb is with one drop of paint. Like I said, I'm really loving these aqua paints. Let me see if I can keep from dragging the one drop of paint all over the thing. Wait, it's Benny? It's Benny's fault? Oh, I don't know if you can see it there. Right here, I got a little bit too much. Got some on the wall. I actually got a few spots where it's like that. I'll probably try and clean it up a little bit with a blade, but it's not going to be that visible inside the ship. And once I get done painting with this drop, I will pull the hull back over and show you guys where these pieces actually go. While I'm painting, I'll keep talking. I'll keep rambling. But I don't see a whole lot of the chat because I'm concentrating on where I'm painting. And actually, these two pieces are identical, so they can go on either side of the ship when they're done. This has actually been light blocked as well. I painted it over the back with black and then white. Not going to do that further up in the ship, I don't think. I might. I also might go with just using silver tape. Did that on the Titanic, and I will tell you, it takes a long time. Yes, we'll know it's there. It takes a really long time to light block using tape. Longer than it does with paint. Even if you mask some parts off. I saw that Shu posted on Discord. Let me see. Of course, you guys are going to see everything I see on Discord. Not sure if it's my laptop or something else. Keep getting bumped off. And Dirk says, I say if you can do a build and it pisses people off, then it's a home run. Absolutely, Dirk. Back up. There we go. Hey, you guys will know it's there. Oh, by the way, Chris, I don't know if you were here earlier, but I went back and I finished most of the X-Wing. I got a couple things to do still. Mainly what I've got to do is the electrical hookup and then attach it to the wall. The funny thing about that mount, though, is that the way it's designed, you can't get to the bolt that attaches it to the X-Wing while it's, when you're putting it on the wall. And you can't set it down on the landing gear while the fixture is attached to the X-Wing because it's longer than the landing gear. It's one of these things of you put the bolt in, and oh, by the way, you can barely reach the bolt once it's inside. Damn it. Once it's inside the Y mount that attaches it to the wall mount, you can barely reach the bolt. So it's going to be an interesting task to put that on the wall. And my brush is drying out just a little bit. I would put this on the lower camera, but I don't have it set up so you guys can see what I'm doing. You would see the back of what I'm doing. That's too wet. Hey, KX4. How's it going? Kevin, actually. So in order to be done, I only have to finish it. Yes. Slight touch-ups. Truly, it's just applying power to it. I mean, the blasters are attached. That spot that was not matching up is fixed. There is a spot on the right-hand side. The guy that I was talking to on the internet, his problem was on the left-hand side, so it depends on the how you put in the cockpit as to which side you're going to end up with this gap of almost a 1/16 of an inch. There is no way that I know of to fix it. I'm not going to take the thing that far back down, be able to sand stuff, and so I'll have a gap in it. And Eric will tell you I have the philosophy of if it looks good at 6 foot, nobody's getting any closer than that. It's not going into any kind of competition. It's there for me and me alone, maybe my wife. So if it looks good at 6 foot to me, it looks good. I know where all the mistakes are. I know where all the stuff that's wrong is. I know that my NX-01 has like 4 popsicle sticks holding it together where it broke in half. I'm very happy with the way I'm doing these balconies. This is actually, usually I don't do a drop of paint on a palette like this, but since this is a mixed color, it's the best way I can do it. And actually, if I can avoid wasting paint, I find that this is actually the best way. And by wasting paint, I mean if I try and pipette it, I get way too much. I end up wasting a lot of paint inside the pipette itself. So as this dries, mix a little bit of water in with it so I can get all the use out of it that I want, or that is possible. It's a little bit thinner, but it still works pretty good. You can't see it, but I can. Because it's a little bit thinner, I have to add a little bit more as I get down, as the brush gets empty. And so, no, no, Kenny, no. What I was about to say is that from here to the end is 2 drops of paint. I'm going to actually get probably, my guess is I'll get about 9 more balconies out of this drop before I got to clean it off and get a new drop. Oh, and so the cat is out of the bag. I haven't started it yet, but I have a build that is coming pretty quick. I bought my wife a model kit to go with her Disney Village. It's a I don't even remember the name. It's 1/200 scale, and it is from Japan. It's a 747 with. It was a Disney tour that they did, and so it's got all kinds of Disney figures on the outside. Okay, Kenny, I'll tell you what. When you do some 1/400 scales balconies with wood grain texturing and all that, you and Chris, I will gladly follow your lead. But until then, no. And I just thought of something. And that's the one with the hinge. Here is the Voyager nacelle I was talking about earlier on Discord. Let me turn my voltage. Oh, it'd be good if I grabbed the right one. So turn the voltage down to about 2. Figure out where I put my phone. Oh, and I got the text or message email today from Steve at Cult TV Man. The Enterprise bridge, the full in the round one that I missed the first go round when they sold them, is now available. My pre-order is ready for me to order it. But here's the thing about my Voyager. And I did this on purpose. Which one is that? Yes, that is the Bassard collectors. Nice little glow there. Yes, I'm adding warp engines to the QMT. Where did the live stream go? Wired Voyager. No. See, Kenny, what Eric doesn't realize. Oh, and I never got this one finished wiring up. Let me grab the other one. Because one of the things I did stop on the Voyager, one of the reasons I stopped on it was because trying to figure out how I was going to mask off all these areas. And now I have silly putty, so I'll be able to mask everything off. So this one's a little bit better. I have 4 circuits on here. No, 3 circuits. And I didn't know until this morning if they were, didn't remember if they were resistored yet or not. So that should be. Oh, fudge. I think I just blew out a circuit. There's no way to fix it. Because it was upside down, I didn't see the glow. And if I did blow it out, then I'm not going to light it on the other side either. Okay, so that's the warp nacelles I did. I just blew up an LED. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Hopefully, it's the one I think it is. Yep. And Jalen, you're the only one that I'm like, yeah. Oh, the pain. So, and I'm not going to do an Eric and crack this back open. I could, but I'm not going to. It was a pain in the ass to get it that far. I just blew out the LED for the Bizarre collector. I can hope against hope, but it did. I guarantee it's not that I hooked it up backwards. Yeah, so that means that there will be no glow on either of the Bizarre collectors because I'm not going to have half a glow. Damn it. But that's okay. The rest of it looks good. The fact that the Bizarre collector is not glowing, oh well. I am very happy with this. And let me show you. I mentioned it earlier in the chat. It's not on purpose that I did this. Okay, wrong wires. Wasn't on purpose that I did this, but I like the way it came out. Because I had an LED strip in the engine. And so when I was wiring or got it wired, only this back part was not 24 volts, it was only 8. But only this back part lights up at 5 volts. And it gets brighter. And suddenly the front lights up at 8 volts. I like that. It does no good for anybody, but I think it looks cool. And it is being blown out just like we all know that the cameras do. But like I said, no, I'm not going to. It was too much of a pain in the butt. I've got 3 other Voyagers I can build. I'm going to get the fruit pack eventually and build another one after I figure this one out. Because this one, the hardest part about this one is going to be the hinge. No 28 volts for you, kid. Eric. No soup for you today. I quote that show and I never watched it. Is that bad? And then again, everything's screwy on there until I recycle power. Okay, back to the phone. Back to painting little windows. A little bit of something different besides me painting windows for 3 hours. Wow, I've done it for an hour already. V'ger. No V'ger. V'ger was not V'ger. V'ger was Nomad. It's sad when the first movie, actually the first 2 movies. The first movie, they remade an episode. The second movie, they actually extended an episode. And then Into Darkness was, or not Into Darkness, but Star Trek it was Into Darkness, I think, where Kirk died. You know, the fact that they killed Kirk, brought him back, I was like, that's the motion picture script line. Okay, back to these little windows. That kind of was To me, it was cheating. Some people like to say they were paying homage to the original series. I think it was cheating because they didn't know what to do for the reboot. Or for the next one, actually, it wasn't the reboot. Don't get me wrong, I like the reboot ones. I like all of Star Trek. It's just that some of it is a little bit off. It's not some of it is not true Star Trek the way I grew up with it, and I grew up with the original series. And I have to correct that. I like most of Star Trek. I have not gotten past season or episode 3 of Picard. Started watching Lower Decks. Lower Decks is kind of fun. Haven't watched Prodigy yet. I like Disco. What's not real? It's all real. And actually, the funny thing is, Star Trek was not real when it was on the air in its inception. But the reason that the flip phone was so cool in the 90s was because all the kids that had grown up watching Star Trek were like, I have a communicator. And now we've moved on from the communicators to the pads. All our phones have touch screens now. Surprised we have not invented tricorders yet. So the Save the Whales Star Trek movie, also known as Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home, the time it was made, it was a very ecological message, which Star Trek has always paid attention to what's going on in the world. And so they, at the time, the big thing was to save the whales. And Star Trek was waning because Star Trek comes and goes. And when they made what in my mind is the best Star Trek movie they've ever made, which was The Wrath of Khan, they followed it up with Search for Spock, which was okay. And what they did with Star Trek for the Voyage Home is they tried to make a Star Trek movie for everybody. People who didn't like Star Trek, who never watched Star Trek, watched The Voyage Home and liked it because of the Save the Whales, because of transparent aluminum, which is a real thing these days. It wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't the best one. Oh, that's a terrible thing to say there, Eric. Star Trek 5. Which one was 5? Was 5 the God movie? I still think it's funny. They still call, sometimes you'll see disco called STD. And I have to say, the ship in Discovery, it was a really neat idea, but they put it pre-Kirk. And that's why they had to, spoiler alert, if anybody's not watched it, why they eventually had to go to the future after the war with the Klingons. They had to find a way to get rid of that ship in the timeline because it was more advanced than anything that existed at the time. And it's still pretty advanced for its time. I haven't watched all of Discovery. But the whole disconnected warp nacelles, the disconnected warp nacelles, that's right up there with the Grissom and the science pod that you can't get to without going through the warp engines. Somebody thought it looked cool, but they didn't think it through. And in the event of something bad happening, which always happens in Star Trek, trying to evacuate the science pod could be interesting if they're trying to rely on transporters, which transporters, as we all know, go out at the drop of a hat. It depends on the script. Script says transporters need to go out. It's a good time for the transporters to stop working. Mix a little bit of water in here. Right now, the paint dries from the edge out, and so I'm trying to get the edges pushed into the water I just put in there. I hear a dog. I hear a big white fluffy dog. You need to look at the Grissom, Jalen. The way the warp pods are literally attached to the saucer, and the science pod is then attached below. So there's not really any way to escape from the science pod below, or if the science pod below is the lifeboat, from the saucer section, without probably the use of transporters. Unless, of course, Q designed the ship, then all bets are off, because there's probably just a stairway we can't see. One Star Destroyer to rule the world. Yeah, actually, Star Trek V, I know, had a lot of potential. But at the end of, when everything was said and done, it was the God Star Trek. And, sorry, hands shaking a little bit there. It was the God Star Trek, and it was an odd numbered one, so Paramount screwed it up. Every odd numbered Star Trek is terrible, and the even numbered ones are at least passable. And right now, with the glut of Star Trek, hey Spence, with the glut of Star Trek out there, in animation and two series that are good or okay. Picard, I'm not so sure, but I'm not sure how the Star Trek is going to fare after these. I think there's too much out there right now. But I'm looking forward to what the hell is the one with Pike called? New Worlds, I think it is. I am looking forward to seeing that because Pike does Anson Mount does a really good job as Pike. Which one has a short season? Picard? Or all of them? And actually, that's the way that they've all shows have gone to. Most of your TV shows have gone to seasons that you don't know when they're going to come back. Nobody does a 24 or 26 episode season anymore. And then, after they do their 6 to 10 6 to 10 episodes, you never know. I mean, also complaining about yeah. Well, Paramount's it's all about the dollars for Paramount. But what was I going to say? I was talking about seasons. I don't remember. I'm getting old. But no, the seasons are short. Breaking Bad, I think, was one of the first ones that did that. And then Breaking Bad season 6 was then turned in, or season 5 then turned into season 5 and 6. This huge hiatus between seasons suck. That's what I was going to say. The oh, what the hell is the name of that ship? It's the Star Trek show that is not Star Trek. Yeah, higher budget, fewer episodes. I can't remember. It was on. I think it was it Fox? I think it was on Fox, and now it's and Hulu had the contract with them to air the episodes right after. Andromeda just wandered through my mind because the ship looks kind of like that. But Hulu was doing the episodes right after, and now I'm waiting to see what happens when Hulu actually airs the show. Come on, guys, help me out. What was this? What was that one? I can see the ship. Instead of having warp nacelles on either side, it has a warp ring or 3 warp rings. Have not seen Orville. That's it. Thank you, Spence. By Enterprise, Jalen, by Enterprise, do you mean Enterprise, the show with Scott Bakula? Because I would like to see a little bit more from Enterprise. I would like to see the refit NX-01, which would, I guess it would be the NCC 7. No, it wouldn't be 1701. I wonder what they would give it for a designation. But I would like to see more from that show. I think it's wrong they didn't support the show very well, and they killed it early. I would love to see that. I love the NX-01. I love the way that ship looked. I've actually got a lit model of it. I've built it before. I've got another one that I'm eventually going to do that Howling Wolf Studios, before he passed away, did a secondary hull for it. And it was a pretty pricey little item, and I have one in my stash, so I will be doing the NX-01, the NX-01 refit, UPN being UPN. NX-01A. Well, yeah, being creative, but on the other side of that, you got to remember, Chris, that they couldn't make it the 1701 because 1701 was the quote-unquote original Enterprise. The original Enterprise was actually built in the 1800s. It's a sailing ship. Almost the end of drop number 4. So, by the way, guys, not to sound like a commercial, but I'm not using Benadryl anymore. My doc suggested Zyrtec, and actually, while it's not clearing everything up, it's better than Benadryl because it lasts a lot longer. Love the warning on the label though. Do not take more than one in 24 hours. You will grow a third head or something like that. The SS Enterprise. That would be actually a good tie-in. The one thing I don't like with the NX-01 refit, I love the fact that they put the secondary hull in. But why did they paint it gray? The base metallic, I think, was really cool. Although mine's actually a brownish, not a metallic. And it has orange peel in some of the paint. Had some paint react badly with the other paint. And it, right now, the the support that goes up into it is broken free inside. So I'm going to figure out how to run some wires into it. It's still, the wiring's still good, but I'm going to figure out how to run some wiring into it so that I can hang it from the ceiling and have it still be lit up. That's what's going to end up in my display room, is lots of ships hanging from the ceiling. I think this stream classes right up there with Kenny and 8 hours of painting or of laying wood. Three hours of watching me paint. Well, actually, an hour and 10 minutes of watching me paint balconies. Because I can't really do anything with the hull. Not set up to paint over there. I want to get some clear coat on it before I put any tape down on top of that gray. Because since it's acrylic, it'll come off really easy. I'll throw some Future on it though, and that'll fix it. Should fix it pretty good to where I can tape it up. But once I do that, I'm not going to touch it for 3 or 4 days to let the Future cure really well. I just don't want to be fixing spots where it peels the paint. And I have to tell you, this is a lot of work for a little, truly what is a little bit of the model. What's wrong with them? Why do they need the purple bath? Because if you saw yesterday on Discord, the Queen Mary 2 that I'm working on right now could have used a purple bath because I screwed up the paint really bad. But instead, I just sanded it down and fixed it. Four, three, two, and these balconies lower down as you get towards the ends are actually shorter. They don't stick out as far. I have paint left over. Well, funny you say that because my my NX01, the 350 scale, has orange peel. You know, I was painting with a rattle can, and it sputtered and spit and made orange peel, and I looked at it, and then I clear coated it and said, didn't look so bad. And it doesn't, it still looks fine. So, balconies, lots and lots of balconies. Go in there, we'll lose them. That was actually one of the best, like I said it earlier, that was one of the best Star Trek movies. So I'm looking at these and wondering if Chris will notice that they're there once I put it behind the hull of the ship. Speaking of which, so these actually, let me do it. Yeah, let me do it on the other side. These, you can see right there, a little bit of a shelf that holds these in, or that these will sit on. These run, and I can't get it very close to being correct, but it goes in here somewhat like this. One side of the windows will be down in the gray. The other two are up where it's white. And if you can see it there where the paint, where I masked it off, that is actually the demarcation line for the white paint. And you can see a thumbprint there where I put my glove into the paint. First contact was pretty good. And motion picture has grown on me over the last 30 years. Thank you. There's something in the house, not sure what, that I've become allergic to, or that has come into the house in the last couple or 4 months. Thank you, Jalen. Thank you, Spence. No, I'm good, Chris. Thanks. Of course. Oh, God bless me. Oh. Okay. Okay. So let me pull the instructions out. So this is what I just painted, is these two sets of balconies. Eric has got somebody new to deal with if he's trying to take over the stash. Showed him on Discord last night. I guess I can show him here. Let me see. I have to find the right window to change cameras. There. That is my new stash guard. He's actually pretty cool. And yes, he is Christmas, and yes, he will sit in here all the time. He's not going to be on. Too many batteries. But I don't know. Do you love this, Eric? I love it. My wife had bought it through Costco. This and a Mickey, and it turns out that Mickey has a broken neck that I gotta fix. And when I saw this, and I was like, that's mine. So now I have, let's see, not counting the curtains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's at least 6 Goofies in here. Yeah, this is my new stash guard. He's going to hang out with the Terminator, guarding the stash whenever Eric is trying to steal it. Okay. So, let me go get the other part of the aft deck. It's actually over here. Been plugged in for about 4 or 5 days, so I'm pretty sure these LEDs will outlast me. Yes, exactly. How can you not love Goofy with a candy cane? Or tied up in back there over my left shoulder, tied up with Christmas lights. You're welcome, Eric. Every time you look at one of my videos, you just crawl into the corner and just quiver there. I can imagine if... Oh. Speaking of which, I was going to say, I can imagine if Eric went to Disneyland. The 50th anniversary of Disney World is happening right now, and my wife showed me a video. You know, I've seen Disneyland packed, but not near as packed as this. Main Street USA in Disney World was literally elbow to elbow with people. There, I mean, you can't enjoy that. Why would you even go? I mean, completely insane. So let me flip back over to this one. Well, now you guys get to see exactly how I switch cameras. At least right now. So, this is the first deck that you see on the ship. This deck is actually underneath that deck. Let's see if I can... Are the windows all taped up? The windows are all taped up. There are a bunch of windows underneath this tape. Right here. That's where this goes. And based on my reference pictures, it is flipping bright in there. I don't need a stream deck because the stream deck would work through Discord, or not through Discord, through OBS, which, let me see, it's 120. You know what? I don't think anybody's joining. So let me open OBS. Oh, wait. First, okay, let me change it to... Okay, let me change it back to this one. I'm going to close the window for the streaming window for Discord so I can bring back up. Let's see. So I can bring that back up, and that's just on OBS. I didn't killed it. I can bring my live streaming window back over here. Yeah, I figure at 80 minutes in, nobody else has joined. I'll just make it a single stream from me. Supposed to be a group stream, but you know, Shu tried, had internet problems. Spence didn't try. I can pick on him about it. I don't know. Haven't seen no bots yet. Knock on wood. Sorry. So, like I was saying, it's really, really bright in here. And what I did was I actually took some, I'm thinking Stanel res, but that's not it. Solar res. And put it down on top of these LEDs after I put them in here. Double check. Yeah, there's a resistor bundle. So these are all resisted. Understood, Spence. Not a problem. So like I said, these are really, really bright. But in reality, they're really, really bright. So this deck with its swimming pool, and there's a lot of work to go on here. I got to put a decal in here. I've got probably 2 decals in here and another one up here. I've got the water to put in here. Bunch of pools right here and a wooden deck. So there's a lot of work that goes into this piece before it goes into the ship. But this will go into the ship. This one will go down on top of it. Underneath here, there are pins. And you can see in there, the pool, top and bottom, you know, it mates together. But I've got really bad, and I don't think you can see them because it's white on white. But trust me, there are really bad hot spots. So these ones that are underneath where the wooden deck is going to be, I'm not going to worry too much about. They're going to be here, here, and here. The one under the pool, I really have to do something about. And then the 2 that, and I've specifically positioned these like that. The 2 that are right by the stairs, I'm probably going to leave them alone because this deck is actually down inside the ship. I believe the inside the ship, this would be an area that is off limits to, this under here is an area that's off limits to passengers. At least in my world it is. I keep having those pins pop out. Thought about lighting the pool, not going to. The problem with lighting the pool is it's only this pool here that's got any light in it. The main one and this one smaller one back here don't, and that is a lot of lighting to try and work in here. And once I start putting lighting in here, it's going to become a mess. I'm going to end up with 50 miles of wires inside of this thing. I could, but I like the idea. Hang on. Let's see if I can get it to where you guys can see it. Oops. I like the idea of the stairs being lit. Wood around here is going to light block. So the two stairs are going to be lit. This pool, I'm not going to light. I could if I lit this one and this one, and then this area here and here should be light blocked by the wood. If it does bleed through, before I actually put these two parts in, Chris, what I'm going to do is if once I put the wood on here, if it still bleeds through, I'll light block it and it won't bleed through. Because what I use a lot of times in areas like this, what I'm planning on using here, and that's actually what I'm going to work on. I might just do it because. Knocked over the paint. At least it was closed. Turned off my phone. That's not, or didn't turn it off. I basically closed it. Oh, and I get back. And what I'm doing, guys, is I'm turning off and on lights through my phone. Wow. That's actually, I hadn't thought about that. So I will light block everything except these wedge shapes for the stairs, because I want the stairs to be lit. I want it to, I want it to look like it's coming out of this area here where it's really bright. So let me get into the magic drawer of tape. And this is what I'm using to light block. I use this to light block small areas all the time. Yeah, Eric, thinking about it. Matter of fact, let's do a test. There's the deck. And without me turning off the lights, you can see here and here. The lights are coming straight through. I can see, but you've got reflected light, but it's here, here, and here as well. All the lights are coming straight through. Thank you for that tip, Chris. Let go. And here's the prow of the ship. The next deck, which I call the main deck, and so does Oz. By the way, it's warped. Or Steve on Oz Scale Modeling. He did this. He's actually finished. But this fits on here just like that. So this, unlike the Ida Blue, this main deck was all a single piece. On here, line up the pins. Look, locator pins. It all fits. It fits together like that. And the thing is, I got to be careful not to make the tape too thick. Scissors. Let me see. So the outer edge should be okay, maybe. That's right. These, and it's kind of funny the way I position these lights. These lights here are all positioned in mold marks. You see. You can see right there the indentation. Same thing where all these lights are sitting. This one is just pushed out through the back of the pool support there. So, the piece about yay long. And while this silver tape is it's not cheap, but it works so well. I'm going with straight with the color, because the color that they say to paint the decks, the wooden deck areas, is this same color here. Same color here, same color on the balconies. So let me just push this down. I don't remember where I got it. I think it came from Amazon. I know that one of these two rolls, I don't know which, I used on my 350 Titanic. I light blocked the entire ship with this stuff. It was before I knew anything about painting it black, stuff like that. Because the Titanic, my 350 Titanic, was my reintroduction, my true reintroduction to models. So the one thing I did not think about until just now is that going to fit back down? Because it has, compared to paint, it's got some pretty serious thickness. Actually, it is. That is perfect. I'll just have to super glue. Where I would have originally just laid some Tamiya in here, I'll super glue that down and it'll tie it down pretty well. Yes, actually, Eric, it is heating duct. It's for your heating ducts. If you have a leaky duct, you just wrap this stuff around it. It's not only does it block light, but it's heat resistant. So what I'm doing right now, guys, and it feels like I have a dull blade, is I'm cutting through, following the curve to match it up just like that. That shouldn't matter right there. Everybody just got to where they call the stuff with the fabric. The fabric tape is really what it is. It's not really duct tape, but people call it that because it sticks to anything and sticks forever. Okay, that did not come cut. Where is blade? One blade doesn't work, try another one instead of being smart enough to change out the bad blade. What you do, Eric, is you tell Karina that you notice that you've got a couple of leaks in your heating ducts, and you just need this tape to fix them. Then it's not part of your stash, your supplies. Not that you got that from me. They are. Well, what I'm looking for truly is, where the hell did I put my scalpel? There it is. No wonder I can't find it. It's underneath the boat. So now, if I was to glue this on, and oh, by the way, I cut little channels for the wires to go through. Ran these ones straight back, ran these ones crisscross, and this one comes directly out underneath the pool. So this one is now completely blocked. Can't see it at all. You can see that one. You can see this one a little bit. You know, a little bit of tape over here, a little bit of tape over here. And like I said, I'm not going to block the stairs. I like the fact that the stairs are lit up like that. Get that one out of the way. And behind me, guys, I have a drawer full of different kinds of tapes. Right about there. Should be able to cut this just about dead in half. It should work for both sides. Oops, a little wiggle there at the end. Cut the tape, but not the backing. Just looking, so cut this down to about right here. Tried to cut the end of my thumb off right there. Actually, what I need to do, I'm going to just leave the stairs unlit. That's the thing, is if you guys have not done this before, you just cut the pieces down to figure out where you need the tape to cover. Important safety note for let me think. Eric, if you use this stuff, if you use this for light blocking, remember that it conducts electricity. Do not apply 24 volts to your light blocking tape. That would be what we call bad. Pin still fits. You can see I still have the glow on the stairs. The camera is blowing it out, makes it look like the glow is elsewhere, but the glow is literally only on the stairs right now. Yeah, that is the stuff, Eric. And a roll lasts just about forever, depending on how much depending on how much you use it for your light blocking. Not the preferred method. Preferred method is to paint. But for me, at least, I like to do this with smaller areas. Was looking to make sure I had the blade side down. Yes, metal tape and electricity means boom. Don't tell me that tanks are a pain in the butt, Chris. I picked up a bunch of them. Mostly trumpeter. I'm just looking again, guys. I do this a lot when I'm doing something like this. Bleed back here is not going to matter. Bleed down here a little bit. When you say interference, do you mean Eric there, Spence? It is important to shield your electronics from Eric. So this is the open spot, and I'm covering right next to the stairs. I may eventually end up blocking the stairs depending on if I like the way it comes out. Just cut that little bit off here. Because I think see, I tell you right now, guys, this is one of those times that I do something without thinking through. I honestly didn't think anything about that pool until after I'd already put the duct tape down. I got lucky again. Oh, sorry, guys. Let me see. So let me see. That's the side that I've put the tape on. So I need to do a little bit here. And then all this glow underneath here is going to be, it's already light blocked on the hull, by the hull. Vinyl rubber band tracks. I have tanks to build that I've never built a tank. But I've got a couple of those vinyl rubber band tanks or treads. Okay. So I said there. Okay. This is where, like I said, I just start cutting smaller and smaller pieces to match where I need it. So, sorry guys. Put this right up to the back of the stairs here. Like so. Before I press it down, I'm going to actually cut this piece off and use it right here. Take this piece, turn it right around, put it in there. Cut that off. that little piece that's hanging on there off. Oh, by the way, this is one of my wife's tools for her stained glass. I stole it from her. Every now and then she realizes that I have it and she's like, give it back. And I'm like, no. And she's like, okay. But when she needs it for her stained glass, I will give it back to her. And you can see I do a lot of fit to make sure that this is doing what I want it to. This out here should be dim enough that the wood should block it. And the stairs are lit up. And behind here where there's a little bit of glow, it won't show because it's behind the wall. So it says, and what is N? Light green matte for the pools. That's a little bit different. Let me double check. Let me get, because I don't see any decals or decals. So there are decals. This one here, number 89, will go in here. Interesting that they're not saying to put the decal in yet. Also interesting, yep, number 89. So the decals, it does show the decals back as the last step. And a bunch of little boats are the last step. So I'll paint it light green, and maybe I'll throw the decals in there. Not sure. Depends on the match. U.S. tanks were constant tension, so they didn't sag. German ones did. So I am going to be right back, guys. I've got to go hit the head, and I'm going to go grab the Amazon package that was dropped off earlier. I will be back in the next 5 minutes. One of these days, I'm actually going to put an intermission sign, build an intermission sign. That's what I need to do. So I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I am back. Gosh. You're right. I should have put Goofy on the back bench. So, actually, there was more than just Amazon. There was Sam's Club as well. But from Amazon, I'm curious. Ordered these a couple of days ago. Didn't expect them until tomorrow. Because I'm starting to mix my own paint. Wow. That's really nice that this is... There were 2 spares floating around. So these are a little bit better than the balls I've been using. Maybe they'll fit. Not sure they'll fit. But I've got some other bearings that I've been using that are inside of these. Let me see. Can almost hear it. Not sure if you guys can hear that or not when I shake it, but they're really tiny ones. But let me move this stuff out of the way. This will also get showcased on a Tuesday live stream next time I work on the Enterprise. No, it's nothing from Donnie. I'm surprised. Actually, he's watching that foosball. So let's see how well Eagle Moss did on these, because I have heard many bad things about the Captain's Yacht. So, move this stuff out. So, literally, just got it out of the mail. It is set 2 of the Star Trek Enterprise shuttles. The Calypso and the Hawking shuttles. The Calypso being the one that is underneath the saucer section. It is the Captain's Yacht. We never saw it in any of the shows that I know of. None of them I've seen. So they each come with a book. That's a description of it. Captain's Yacht, Calypso. What's funny is they show it this way as being upside right, and I know with gravity plating and everything else, it would be, but it's upside down. It actually is on the ship like this. I tried, Kaylin. I couldn't get it to work. I can go back to Discord. I wasn't able to pop out the window and show it. But, I mean, if you want to join in, just say so and I will go back to Discord. I just went to OBS because Discord wasn't working quite right. So, a lot of descriptions about other shuttles, the Captain's Yacht. Same thing with the Hawking. What's funny is I believe this might be the exact same type of shuttle as we got before. I'll have to look. So book description on each means the LCARs should be inside. I'm going to set the Calypso off to the side for right now. Open this. Yeah, Kaylin, the problem with Discord was when I pop out the window, it wouldn't pick up the video it was just a black screen. So the L cars that goes with it, it'll go underneath it. The little stand for the L cars. Day's half over, even on your side. It absolutely is. See you, Spence. Have a great day. Have a great rest of your weekend. So here's the... Actually, this is a different one than we've gotten before. This goes into the stand. You can see the hole right there. I'm not going to pull it out right now. This is going to go back in the box. This pops into the stand. And then the shuttle is supposed to sit just on top of it. It can slide right off. So let me pop that back in there. Not bad. I can feel a little bit of a wiggle on the pods. That's funny. This looks literally, in person, except for the nose, this looks like a refit warp nacelle. It's a single piece, probably glued on here. I think that's probably supposed to be a little bit more blue than it is. So this one is not bad. Let me put it back in the box. And it's the Calypso. I've read bad things about. I've read a lot of people have received them broken. So of course they immediately call Eagle Moss, and so Eagle Moss is sending out SCAD to these things. And the funny thing is they're sending out the specials even though they aren't able to send out anything else. Okay. Pull it out of the box. Set the box off to the side. Now I want the L cars for the Calypso, and actually one of my L cars is bent. Haven't yelled at Eagle Moss yet. I may or may not. Kaylin just posted something on Discord. Thought Kaylin did. There's only room for me. Absolutely, Chris. There's only room for me. Murphy's attacked. Murphy has not hit me yet. That's dangerous to say that, Spence. Is that a trill? That's funny, Omar. I'm reading the Discord, by the way. Okay. So now to look at the shuttle itself, which I've read so many people comment that it's broken. This does the exact same thing, plugs in the hole. And I purposely moved the shuttle off to the side because I want to look at it and make sure. So here's the shuttle. And it literally, like I said, it is the bottom side of the saucer. And it's good. Most people, the shuttle has come loose, something rattling around inside there. And these have been broken for a lot of people. But the landing gear all looks good. You know, if you were to see this landed in your yard or in this out somewhere, you would look at this, those little holes, which would probably be lit, and be like, it's a UFO. It looks like, but I'm not going to try it. It looks like the landing gear can be pulled off, or in the case of the actual show, had they ever showed this, they would retract. I am pleased that my Calypso was not broken. Am I pleased about how much these cost? Not really. They're pricey. But the people are already getting set 3 sent out to them. Planning on getting figures for the Ecto 1. Oh. So, Kaylin, would you like me to pull them down and let you see what you're going to get? Are you getting the 4-pack in the box, single box, or the 4 that are separate? And then there's also the, what is it, Slimer that comes with as one of the specials. I actually ended up with 3 Slimers because they kept sending me broken ones. Yeah, they do a lot of sign print. The sign prints are silly, and the four that are in the box, I believe the 4-pack is actually smaller than the ones that I've got. These I bought before the kits actually started coming out. Look, guys, we're doing show and tell today. And Buckman, Spangler, Zeddemore, and Stance have never been out of the box. But Slimer has. Wow. Been up there a while. They're dusty. Move them off the table so I can show them one at a time. I want to say that Slimer was $30. And a 4-pack of these guys, wow, I need to dust them a little bit more often. They're up there where I can't get to them though. But the 4-pack of these, let me see there, get rid of the glare. That's funny. The 4-pack of these were like $79. The individual ones, I actually bought them from the Eagle Moss website before they even started releasing packs for the Ecto 1. And Slimer actually comes after these guys. First thing they send you is a print. Then they send you a book. I took the book. Then they send you these guys. Then they send you Slimer. I'm just curious. Okay, so there's a discussion on Facebook. I don't know how well you guys can see it. This finger is down a little bit further than this one. The index fingers are supposed to be even, some people say. But when you first see them see the logo in the movie, they're not. It's the one on the right is slightly higher. So there's Spangler. Like I said, I've never opened these guys. They've never been out of the box. I'm not going to, just because. Not ever planning on selling any of this. Yeah, Agora, their extras are free. I'm at least wiping the dust off of these before they go back up there. And Buckman, if you look, you can see that's Bill Murray. They did really good on these guys. The proton packs are awesome with these. only problem is the scale. These are 1/16 scale. The car is 1/8 scale. And I will be honest with you guys, out of all of them, I believe Agora is the best company. They try really hard. And then Winston Zeddemore. And you can see the wire around them. If they fit in the car, I would take them out and put them in the car. As it is, because they're half size to go in the car, I'm leaving them in the boxes. I will probably display the boxes behind the car once it's done. And Slimer, wiping off dust. And it was funny. The thing that was broken on Slimer, two out of three, the wine bottle or the champagne bottle here was broken. It took me 3 times to get one that wasn't broken. So, okay, side trip is over. Back to the Queen Mary. All about having fun. So like I said, this, oh wow, never realized I got a little bit of paint on there. This side is light blocked well enough. And just to let you guys see, once this is in here, it actually sticks down through. You can see there and there, the wedge sticks down through to where it would actually hit the, did that pop off? It did. To where it would actually hit the floor. This is a phenomenally engineered kit because you can see that wedge hits directly into the deck where it would hit if it was a real ship. I'm very happy with the way this works. And matter of fact, it was funny. I was watching, I forget his name, but got Oscale models, and his was model kit stuff. His buddy that did a build as well. He had the original 2004 and had bought the aftermarket parts, which I would have done if I hadn't found the Platinum. The Platinum and the 2004 he was thinking that the kit was different, but the plastic itself between the 2004 and the Platinum edition are identical. So if you're going to ever decide to get this, if you can find the Platinum for a decent price, I'd get the Platinum. I mean, for the wooden decks alone, because the wooden decks are like, I want to say $80 to get them. And it's funny because I should probably, I don't know if you guys can see that, the detail on there, where it's actually got raised lines. I should probably sand those down when I put the wood down, but I think it's going to be close enough that it'll just fit on there just fine. So back to this side. Do it the way I did before. Take that. It's not quite wide enough, so let me go this way. Right about there. By the way, Kaylin, since you're joining us, you joined a little bit late. Yes, I am light blocking with silver tape or with aluminum tape because it's a small enough area, and it's because of these 5 lights you can see on here. Those 5 lights glare right through the plastic and through the wood, the wooden decks. So I'm using silver tape in this area to do the light blocking rather than paint again, or well, primer, paint, and then paint again for the light blocking. I'm just going to use silver tape. It's a whole lot quicker. And I'm leaving the stairs open so that, because I want the light to look like there's a light coming up from down below. Did I get that right? Got it close. And I screwed it up just a hair. You can see right there, maybe. It should go about, call it a 32nd of an inch over. So what I'm going to do is when I cut this part off back here, I'm going to put it over top of that spot where I just cut it off. Aluminum tape cuts really nicely. So like I said, I have a little spot here where I took too much. Put that on there, and I can just actually tear it. So that covers that. I got a little spot there that is actually behind, the whole thing is behind the wall. I didn't have to worry about it. Like I said earlier, guys, it's one of these things, if I just grab what I need, the piece gets smaller and smaller, and eventually I have light blocked everything. Oh, you're talking the grand staircase? I did not. I know Eric posted a picture of it, I think. I believe Eric posted a picture of it. But I look at that and I'm like, it looks phenomenal. But once you close up the model, you'll never see it again. I'm very pragmatic in my modeling. Yes, I'll know it's there, but I'll never see it again. You know, Wait. Kenny's stealing something from Omar. Oh. You have to look on Discord. It's got a one of the Dumas sisters from the, I think it's Fatal Attraction. Had to take Ava home and dealing with mom and dad's computer over the phone. Oh, I hate working on other people's computers from a distance. That sucks. Sometimes working on my wife's computer from 5 feet away is terrible. Shh, don't tell her I said that. Of course, my wife is like Kenny. She holds on to a computer until it completely shuts down and doesn't work at all anymore. Kenny's laptop died at 13 years. I've never had a computer for 13 years as my main computer. Ah, damn it. There went my PG-13, by the way, if not earlier. Okay, I'm cutting with the right side of the scalpel. I do that sometimes. Screw up and cut with the back side of the scalpel. It doesn't work very well. That is not quite big enough. And I will tell you guys, I am actually delaying putting the wood down on these because one of the reasons I haven't done anything on the Titanic, since I got the stuff in that I needed to work on it, is I've got to figure out how to paint some of the deck houses that are part of the main hull or main model, and not paint the wooden decks I put down. So I'm sitting here contemplating how I'm going to do this wooden deck. Obviously, I need to paint first. I would think I should paint and decal first, but it doesn't show the decals going on until the last step. The decals on the hull definitely have to be done early because it's going to suck trying to roll that ship over and over. Dan, how's it going? I agree, Chris. I agree. But like I said, on the Titanic, I have the problem of I already put the wooden decks down. So let me see. Yeah, I'm further in I got the book turned the wrong way, so white gloss, white gloss. See, it's interesting that the decks are one color. Decks or the balconies are one color, and the decks are a different color. Let me get the paint and see. Where is Africa Brown Matte? Ah, there. So when Kalen comes back, I will tell him how he can do his own decking. It's not that hard. It's just going to be time consuming. So there's the Africa Brown Matte. That's the color that is supposed to go if you don't have the wooden decks. Losing stuff all over the place here. And that, actually, let me take it out of the plastic a little bit. There's the color they say to paint it, and there's the decking. What I'm thinking is I'm going to put this down under the decking, and we'll see what happens then. Good gracious. 2006, 16 years. Desktop or laptop, Chris? Because desktops you can upgrade quite a bit. The computer I'm using right now, yeah, that's what I'm thinking, is painting underneath the wood. But the computer I'm using is actually 2021. My wife bought me this one a year ago for my birthday when I started streaming. So B is gloss white. N is light green matte. Interesting. They tell you to paint the bottom of the pool green. It looks like just the bottoms of the pool. Bottom of the pool green. This area right here. This area around the outside of the pool, white. But it also looks like they want this to be gloss white. I have to look at some pictures to see, because this area looks like almost it could be a walkway around the pool, or it could also be an area that has water in it. Dell desktop, that's not bad. Dells are awesome machines. I had a, what was that? That would be 2000. You said 2006? I had a 17-inch Dell laptop. Loved that thing. Tripped while I was in Spain while carrying that thing, and chucked it like that. It landed flat and was perfectly fine. So let me get, because I'm going to continue after I shut down, let me get the other ones. Luffy, you're almost in the way. Now, I know, maybe I didn't. I thought I glued these together. Almost pulled the front of this drawer off. So hang on, I wrote down that where'd it go? N is light green matte. $55. And that's why I couldn't find it. That looks like blue to me. And then a gloss white. What I don't have is reference pictures. I have to find some reference pictures. And by the way, guys, when you do a cruise ship, the decals, you can see on the circular ones, the little wavy lines. My personal opinion is that those wavy lines should be facing towards the front. They would go in this way. Wow, there's decals next to those. But since all your wavy lines are this way, you want to have all your pools match. So, Kaylin, I have a way for you to do your wooden decks. Let me move this paint out of the way first. If you want to do wooden decks that they don't make the aftermarket parts, all I've got here right now is the walnut. No, I don't. I do have some. Long, tedious, time-consuming. This is what you could get. Get wood strip. I don't know what color this is. I know the other that I have is African walnut. I think this might be Sapella or something like that. But you could actually, and it would take a long time, cut your own deck pieces to fit like that. But then you'd have these little areas that you have to cut too. No. I don't know where to get something like this in a sheet though. Okay. So let me see. The smallest areas, the bottoms of the pools, which, let me grab the other stuff. I think I pulled it up last week. I used dental acrylic on the Ida Blue, and it worked, but it stunk. Yeah, it should work. I mean, that's these strips, like I said, that one I showed you, I don't know, I think it was Sapellet, but these strips, this is the Africa walnut, the Africa brown walnut. These strips are what you do the planking on wooden ships. This is from the Black Pearl. And up to you how you glue it down. If you go that route, what I use is glue stick. Rather, I watch a lot of people, they brush on the deck and then stick them down. I do each individual piece with glue stick. It's worked pretty well for me so far. So, surface dry is clear and firm, self-leveling. I'm going to try this when I do my pools. On the Ida Blue, I used dental acrylic. It stunk, but it stunk, and the water ended up shrinking in the middle. Hopefully, this won't. I do believe the Zyrtec finally kicked in. This is, it says right here, no surface dry is firm and clear. I think Kenny has used this before. I think it was Kenny who I got the idea to use that instead. What also really would work is Elmer's glue. Except for Elmer's can bubble. So right now I'm stirring up the paint. It's a little bit different to do it with this orbital one or vortex mixer. I set it flat on top of there, then I'm going to set it at an angle, and then I'm going to turn it upside down. Speaking of glue stick. That's interesting. If you push down too hard on the vortex mixer, it stops. And of course, I take it off the vortex mixer, and the first thing I do is shake it. This is a brand new one. You'll see there's a dashed line on either side. That's where you cut it. So that you have you have to cut both sides so that you can open it. And then what you don't know until the first time you open one of these is there's two little pins here that pop down and lock the top of the bottle down. That's probably true. I've never tried Elmer's for water. And of course, I cut my fingernails yesterday, but you have to pop up the back somewhere around here. I've been keeping my bench clean. I can't find anything anymore. Actually, truthfully, I've just had so many things going on the bench in the last day. So here's this line, the seam at the back. And you can see those two pins in there. Once you have those pins up, you just twist it and it comes off. And then you can conveniently, watch me spill the paint. You can conveniently lock it together. There's right here, there's a tab and a slot. It locks the paint together just like that. So let me, and I always take from the cap first. This is going to require a couple of coats. But once it's done, sorry for the glare, guys. Hang on. I looked up and you can't see anything because of the glare. Still can't. It's called the sun coming through the window. Yeah, no matter what I do, it's still blindingly bright. I might go back and actually do the walls as well. And as with any brush painting, when you are doing a larger surface, it's going to require 2 coats. Just a little bit more should actually make this look pretty good. So, not too shabby until you look at it in a light like that and you can see all those bumps. Damn it. But over the top of this, there will be decals as well. Over top the decals will be the clear water stuff. So that's probably the best I'm going to get it, and it does not look nearly that bad in person. While I'm at it, I just keep looking at that and I'm like, is that, I don't know if this area up here is supposed to be water or not. Matter of fact, before I paint the walls, I'm going to find some reference pictures. It's funny, we build models for ourselves, but we continually go out and find pictures to tell us how to do it. I got a little bit up on the wall there. Like I said, I'm probably going to do the walls as well, because very rarely do you have a green bottomed pool with white walls. You guys remember, I have not dipped this back in since before I did the circular pool. The stairs, I think, will stay white. Again. Even though everything looks overblown right now and bright, I actually have most of my lighting off right now. It might be, Kaylin, and welcome back, Spence. It might be, but you got to remember these ocean liners, they are designed to be rock solid, steady. You're not supposed to realize you're out in the ocean. If that, if you do, then the stabilizers are not doing their job as well as they're supposed to. Because if it's rocking, then people are getting seasick. Okay. Nice thing about this stuff is it's acrylic. That's pretty good coverage as far as I'm concerned. I actually think that looks pretty good. I mean, it's a little bit splotchy, but there's going to be decals over top of it. You can see where it there and where'd it go? Right there where I got some up on the walls. So I'll be going back and redoing that. I have used brush paints to and gotten a finally a covering that didn't look like that, but it is a pain in the butt, and you end up with a really thick coat of paint. So, like I was saying earlier on these, there's these two pins. Once you close it, it looks like it's closed, but see, in the back there, it's still open. So you push those two pins down. Those two pins are actually what locks the paint closed. Sanding tank treads and the pile seems the same size. That's because the pile is small. So let me take a quick look over at that's funny. Omar did a this is my Valentine to my wife. Picture of Gowron, Debbie, your beauty is glorious. Will you be my and then another picture of Gowron when it says Valentine's. So I will say, guys, I am liking these aqua colors. I know I've said it before. They spray nicely. They paint on pretty well. And some of them are a little bit. So did I. Some of them are do a little bit better coverage, and I can see now that this is dried, it'll get another coat because it looks pretty splotchy all the way around. It'll get another coat same time I do the walls, same time as I figure out what this area needs to be painted. Because according to the instructions, it's supposed to be gloss white. The walls and around the pools themselves. So good. How long have I been out of focus? Still out of focus. Looking at the white. L50. I've got one piece that glues on up here, and I'm going to probably paint and glue about the same time. I will feel like I'm actually building a model at that point. L50 is part of the superstructure. While I'm over here, let me put away the decals and the wood because I pulled them up on top. I don't want them to get damaged. So I'm looking for that. So this is actually going to be the front of the superstructure. This will be on one side. This will be on the, as I'm facing it, it'll be on the left side. This will be on the right side. This piece will be in the middle. The one that I'm looking for right now, this is L50, which goes right there on that curved part around the pools. There it is. So, would be nice if I was cutting the right piece off. I started cutting this piece off instead. I cut one side off. That side, that side. You know what I did wrong here. Why this didn't bond the way it should. It's something that I'm still learning that I need to do. I did not primer. Need to primer it. Don't be me. I may go back and primer over top of that. If I primer it, I'm going to primer the whole thing, but I'll probably, in that case, glue this part in first. I think that's what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go back and primer over top of that. Maybe try, yeah, probably I will take that and drop it into some purple stuff to clear that paint off. So maybe I can get a flat surface. You guys are rubbing off on me, making me a better modeler. Almost said good, just better, not good. This area will be up on the upper deck. This will be, have to see how I need to do lighting for this area. For this area, I know I'm probably going to put an LED strip at the top or the bottom. The funny thing about the Rumble is the first thing I noticed is you can link it to your YouTube account, which means they're trying to me, they're trying to write on the back of YouTube for their accounts, for their people. And I'm pretty sure if you link it to your YouTube account, those videos will show up and everything right up until YouTube kills your account. And they'll be gone. Doesn't really matter which way is up on this. Still got that one burr right there. It's the wave of the future. So that's going to go on there just like that. And like I said, I'm probably going to go ahead and drop this into simple green or something to clean that out. So here's the question. Here's the $64,000 question. If I use Tamiya Extra Thin to glue this and then drop it into purple stuff, simple green, whatever, if I clean this stuff out, what is going to happen to this plastic here? You know, I think I have an Odyssey account as well, but I have never used it or very little. So does anybody know what's going to happen if I try and clean this stuff out after I glue this? Is this piece going to come off? I don't think it will, because the extra thin should bond the plastic, actually melt it together. Okay, that's what I thought. So I'm going to go ahead and put that part in there. Actually, I'm going to do a little bit of a hybrid way. I've got tabs here on the ends. I'm going to put the extra thin on the tabs. I'm going to set it in there, and I'm going to put glue behind the main piece where it butts up against the arced piece. Hold this like this first for a second. That actually would work pretty well too, I think, Chris, except for I don't know how well it's going to suck the stuff out. So like I said, I'm just putting a little bit back here behind. There's actually a slight gap behind this, and I'm going to push it back to where it's supposed to be. Actually set up nice. This side is up just a hair, so I'm pushing it down to make sure it sets where it should be. Both of them are actually up a hair. But it is. And a little bit of, throw some primer on there. That should come out pretty good. Except I'm going to throw some silly putty down into the two stairwells because I want them to stay clear to where I want them to stay clear so that the light will shine through. Almost dropped it. So videos uploaded can't be deleted ever. You know, that's an interesting question. It might peel the tape. Although I do know that my 350 scale Titanic is 9 years old and none of the paint has peeled. So with that, Chris's idea is probably the better one. And let me see. It's not actually simple green that I have, it's the purple stuff. Looking. Oh, look. I have some purple stuff in the subscription or prescription bottle. Never peeled off the label. I'm going to call this a pipette. My pipettes are across the room. So we'll do this front one, the circular one first. Look, my pool looks like it has water in it now. Let me get this off of the... Well, that's not funny. It's starting to do something. Yeah. I mean, I know this stuff will, the purple stuff will strip chrome in about 5 minutes. So it might, so Spence, it might actually make my silver tape white tape. Impressive, most impressive. Well, see, that's the thing, Eric, is it's Sunday's always, yes, painting and then stripping paint. Sunday's always a 3-hour show, just because nobody else showed up. Actually, I have to change that because Kaylin did try to show up, but then I wasn't on Discord anymore. So that actually came out pretty well. God, it looks like a lot over on that side. Hang on. Wow, the camera adds 10 pounds of paint because I can barely see that when it's not in the camera. Gonna call that good. On your hull, that's awesome. What kind of glue did you use, Eric? Eric, you're not answering. Answer me on Discord, Eric, because it is now 2:58. Oh, wait. Good question. You're in the car at the moment. Okay. Well, let me know when you get home. Answer me on Discord and let me know what kind of glue you use, because I always like having a new tip. Just trying to create Odyssey. It's weird. If you click off screen while trying to create it, you can't click back into it until you have to start over. So Kaylin Sandberg is, I believe that's White Glove Models. I'll have to try, maybe try Odyssey. I think I've got an account on Odyssey. I set up an account on Rumble. For right now, I'm staying with YouTube. We'll see what happens. I do have to sometime download all of my videos off of YouTube, because I have somewhere around 100 of them now. So it's 3 o'clock or 2:59. Been on for 3 hours. I actually can carry a 3-hour stream. Made a rumble today. Did you feel better? So I actually can carry off a 3-hour stream by myself. I knew I could. Was hoping people would show up, but that's okay. I will continue to do the Sunday streams, the Tuesday streams, might start a Thursday stream. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Super glue and talc as filler is actually another good way to do fill. So, appreciate you guys stopping by. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you like this kind of content, like the video, completely up to you. And check out HLI. Been having some issues over there, but right now we are Kenny's keeping HLI up the forums, and so it's a great place to go over and meet people. It's a great place to post videos, post pics, post links to videos actually, and see what people are doing in the world of modeling. Well, sorry, I'm a little bit out of it because my allergies. Had a great time today. Glad you stopped by. And I did say there's a link in the description to HLI. If you go over to HLI, you can also join the Discord, because that's a place where a lot of us, about 15-20 of us, are on all the time posting back and forth. So have a great day. Have a great evening. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your family. And we will talk to you on Tuesday when I do the Terminator. Start working on the Terminator. Talk to you later. Bye.